in 2025, some people are getting EU citizenship faster than you can renew a driver's license legally. No moving, no marrying, and no million-dollar investments required. Just a few documents, maybe a grandma's birth certificate, and boom, you're European. Sounds fake? It's not. There are 10 European countries quietly offering instant citizenship through legal ancestry laws, cultural loopholes, and barely known fast-track routes. So here's the question. If becoming an EU citizen is this easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Stick around because we're counting down the fastest, cheapest, and easiest European citizenships you can get right now, and the loopholes they don't advertise. Germany isn't exactly handing out passports like candy, but if your grandparents or great-grandparents were once German citizens, especially if they fled Nazi persecution, you might already qualify. Seriously, Germany calls it restored citizenship, and they're not shy about offering it. According to the Library of Congress, you don't have to live there, speak German, or jump through flaming bureaucratic hoops. You just need proof of descent, which can include birth records, passports, even old letters in some cases. It's a surprisingly flexible process for a country known for rules. What makes this one stand out? It's free. Yep, zero application fees in most cases. And here's the twist. People with Jewish ancestry who lost German citizenship due to the Holocaust, Germany is actively inviting them back. It's not just citizenship, it's history coming full circle. So if you've ever heard a family story about your great-uncle Otto from Hamburg, it might be time to start digging through old documents. This isn't some Ancestry.com curiosity. It's a legit EU passport waiting to be claimed. Romania's got one of the strongest passports in Eastern Europe, and a very generous policy if your grandparents or even great-grandparents were born there. Especially if your roots trace back to Moldova or Ukraine, this one's for you. The wild part? You don't need to move there. You don't even need to speak Romanian. Just gather the documents, apply through their consulate, and wait. And yes, you can do most of it remotely. That's why thousands of people are quietly applying without making a peep about it online. Once you're approved, you're not just Romanian, you're an EU citizen, which means 27 countries open their doors to you. Free movement, work, healthcare, education, it's a total life upgrade. The best part? Romania doesn't make you give up your other passport. So if you've got dual roots and a curious grandma with an Eastern European accent, it might be worth asking a few questions at your next family dinner. Who knew that plate of cabbage rolls came with a citizenship bonus? Latvia might not be on your radar, but it should be. Here's why. If your grandparents or great-grandparents fled Latvia during Soviet occupation or World War II, Baltic Migration reported that Latvia wants you back, legally. You don't have to live there. You don't have to speak Latvian. Just prove your descent. File some paperwork, and that's it. Citizenship restored. The reason this stays under the radar? Latvia doesn't shout about it. There's no flashy campaign or social media blitz, just a quiet, functional law that benefits people who know it exists. If you're part of the Latvian diaspora, and there are millions who are, you could slide right through this back door without anyone noticing. It's an underrated path to full EU citizenship, and the process is shockingly straightforward. And since not many people are applying, it's fast. Some cases get processed in under a year. So yeah, Latvia, small country, big passport energy. Don't sleep on it. If you've made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe, and comment if any of these countries might apply to you. You'd be surprised how many people find out mid-video that they qualify. Let's see who's got a secret EU passport in their family tree. Portugal isn't just wine and surf. It's a legal gold mine if you're descended from Sephardic Jews. After centuries of exile from the Inquisition, Portugal passed a law offering citizenship to anyone who can trace their ancestry back to those expelled in the 15th century. It's not a joke. All you need is proof of Sephardic heritage and a certificate from a recognized Jewish community. No residency required. You don't need to speak Portuguese or even step foot in Lisbon. Just file the documents and wait. Thousands have already gotten in through this path, and many didn't even know they were eligible until they started asking around. But here's the catch: Portugal is tightening the rules soon. So, if your ancestors were part of this historic diaspora, now's the time. This isn't just about reclaiming a passport, it's about reclaiming a lost piece of identity. Plus, you get access to all of Europe. Not bad for something hidden in your family tree, right? If your ancestors were Italian, you might already be Italian and not even know it. As revealed by BrightTax, Italy's Juris Sanguinis law lets you claim citizenship by descent without a time limit. That's right, it doesn't matter how many generations back it goes. As long as no one in the chain renounced their citizenship, you can apply. No need to live in Italy. No need to speak Italian. And bonus, your whole family can tag along. The process takes time, sure, but Italy's consulates are used to handling these, and some applicants fast-track the process by applying directly inside Italy. And once you're in, full EU benefits, baby. It's like finding a golden ticket taped to your great-grandpa's birth certificate. Italy's one of the most generous in Europe when it comes to citizenship by descent, and it's not going anywhere. So maybe those Sunday spaghetti dinners meant more than just carbs. They might have been your inheritance. Ireland makes it easy. If you've got a grandparent born anywhere on the island, yes, Northern Ireland counts, you qualify. No Irish language test, no residency, no confusing paperwork. Just prove the connection, and you're in. And once you're in, you're not just Irish, you're EU. That's 27 countries with one golden passport. The process? It's one of the fastest and smoothest in Europe. No wonder Americans and Brits are lining up. Some don't even need a reason beyond better travel perks and Guinness. Add in Ireland's political stability, great healthcare, and global reputation, and this starts sounding like a dream. Want to pass it down to your kids? You can. Irish citizenship is multi-generational, so once you've got it, it stays in the family. If your grandma used to say, "We've got Irish blood," don't brush it off. That blood might be your ticket to Europe. This one's a gem. Nomad Capitalist noted that Lithuania allows citizenship restoration if your ancestors left before 1940, especially during Soviet or Nazi rule. Jewish heritage? You've got an even better shot. You don't need to speak the language or move there. Just trace your roots, prove descent, and you're in. They even allow dual citizenship in these specific cases. It's one of the few EU countries that does. Most people have no idea this option exists, which means less competition, fewer delays, and faster approvals. Lithuania has quietly streamlined the process in recent years, making it one of the smoothest Baltic backdoors into the European Union. Think of it as a quiet loophole tucked behind a centuries-old church. So if your last name ends in AS or SKAS, go dig through your family tree. You might just find a Lithuanian passport hiding in your attic. Poland's not for the lazy, but if you're willing to do some document hunting, the reward is huge. Citizenship is available to descendants of Polish citizens before 1939. No need to live there, and no language test required. Just solid paperwork showing your lineage, and yeah, that might mean hunting down records from dusty archives or distant cousins. But once you prove it, you're in. Full EU citizenship. Work, travel, live anywhere in Europe. And Poland recognizes citizenship by descent as a right, not a favor. That means once you're eligible, they can't say no. The process takes time, but it's legit. Some services even specialize in helping applicants build their family tree for this exact purpose. So, if your great-grandparents ever lived in what used to be Poland, you might already be holding the key to a second passport. You just haven't unlocked it yet. Hungary has one of the fastest citizenship by descent systems in Europe, especially if you speak the language. You don't need to live there. You don't need to wait years. According to Hungarian Citizen Services, all you need is a documented ethnic Hungarian connection and a short interview proving you can hold a basic conversation in Hungarian. That's the twist. It's the only requirement that trips people up. But here's the fun part. There are crash courses designed specifically for this interview. And once you pass, citizenship can be yours in under a year. This is especially huge for folks from Romania, Serbia, Ukraine, or Slovakia with Hungarian roots. Hungary designed the law to connect with its diaspora, and it's working. So if your grandma used to curse in Hungarian when she was mad, and you still remember what she said, you might already be halfway there. Get practicing. Slovakia wins. Quietly, cleanly, legally. If your parents, grandparents, or even great-grandparents were Slovak citizens, congrats. You're probably eligible. No need to live there, no language test, no massive paperwork trail. And best of all, applications are free in most cases. It's one of the fastest ancestry-based citizenships in Europe, and almost no one knows it exists. They updated the law in 2022 to make it easier for diaspora descendants to return. And by 2025, the applications are flying in quietly. It's like Slovakia opened the back door, waved you in, and didn't tell the press. Processing times can be under 6 months. So if your last name ends in "sick" or "ova," or you've ever heard your elders mumble about the old country, this might be it. The easiest legal path to a brand new EU passport is sitting in Slovakia. Don't sleep on it. Before you plan your next adventure, here's something extra. I booked my last trip to Cancun for half the usual price. Seriously, no gatekeeping. I used Expedia, and my affiliate link below gets you the same deals, with no extra cost, just real savings. You can also grab my free relocation toolkit at northwiseco.com/ebook. Plan smarter, dodge rising costs, and find your dream destination totally free. Thanks for watching. I spend hours pulling together these hidden tips for you. So if you enjoyed it, a coffee would go a long way to keep these videos coming. Which of these countries surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Hit like and subscribe for more. Join the channel for exclusive perks, and in the next video, find out why thousands of Americans are quietly relocating to Africa's most surprising destinations.